presentation. Welcome, Jenny.
Thank you, Marianne. Hi, everybody. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land I'm joining you from, the Turrbal and Yagara people, and acknowledge the elders past, present, and emerging. As Marianne mentioned, I've been working at Sedgman for 20 years now, initially as a process engineer, but I've held a variety of roles and now look after the sustainability and strategy portfolios. Just a quick introduction to Sedgman to provide some context first. We design, construct, and operate minerals processing plants across multiple commodities and locations in the world, and recently celebrated our 40-year anniversary. We have a strong history of integrating new technologies into our designs and take feedback from our operations and construction teams back into our designs for continuous improvement. I see our involvement in early stage studies as a key area where we can support inclusion of environmental and social impact considerations, as well as capital and operating cost information into early decision making. Some of you may have seen this before. This is the latest image from the EY report on the mining sector risks. And for the first time, mining and metals companies have ranked ESG related risks in the top 3, with environmental and social issues as their #1 risk. Decarbonisation, as Anita has been speaking about, is a major disruptor, dominating discussions and presenting both risks and opportunities. I see the items in this list as both risks for miners and METS companies, but also some are clear opportunities to provide services and support the responses to these key risks. Some key ESG themes I see for METS companies include the emissions reduction focus, including energy efficiency and renewable energy penetration, environmental responsibility and social responsiveness, the growth of new economy minerals and the circular mine, and data connectivity for analytics-enabled ESG decision-making. Incremental improvements in parts of the value chain won't go quite far enough to address the significant shift required for the low emissions mine, being demanded by our communities, employees, and investors. Transformation of mine impacts will be most effective when considering mine design from a systems thinking perspective. This means that we need more interaction between parts of the value chain that are often siloed. Each METS company will influence one or many parts of the mine value chain, but engaging with industry partners all across parts of the value chain can unlock real opportunities. For instance, we've been recently engaging with some forward-thinking people in the energy space and have enjoyed being challenged to consider what a processing plant designed for intermittent renewable energy use would look like. There is so much to unpack here, so I thought I'd look at how METS companies can respond to the ESG themes I mentioned. Theme 1 is emissions reduction, energy efficiency, and renewables. Emissions reduction options and reduced energy demand equipment will be key, and METS companies can offer technologies for solutions in fleet electrification and lower emissions fuel options, such as biodiesel. The current increases in fossil fuel prices, which we're all seeing at the Bowser ourselves, may also speed up this transition to fleet electrification. Number 2 would be in situ or precision mining solutions and early ore waste rejection. And third, lower footprint and lower energy demand solutions for comminution and processing. I believe it would become increasingly normalised for miners to include cradle to grave GHG emissions, as well as capital and operating cost considerations in evaluating alternate options. As suppliers, we can focus on how to improve the energy efficiency and embedded greenhouse gas emissions in our products, designs, and services. In the energy space, METS companies can offer technologies for integration of renewables and emerging energy storage solutions, as well as equipment and processes designed to respond to variable energy supply, This could be as simple as solar-powered remote water pumping, through to whole systems able to respond to periods of low energy availability. Theme 2 is environmental responsibility and social responsiveness. Key themes in environmental responsibility are water conservation and biodiversity. The METS sector can support this through offering services in water conservation technologies, for instance, dry tailing solutions. This will become increasingly critical as climate change is likely to materially increase the number of mines located in water-stressed areas. Designs of tailing storage for stability and perpetuity will also be key. This is for both slurry dams and dry tailings, as well as solutions for real-time monitoring. Other services could include technologies for reduction in tailings volumes through precision mining and early waste rejection, and progressive rehabilitation services, mine-affected water management technologies. These will support biodiversity, but offsets will also play a role here. The social responsiveness theme is one where we all have a part to play. This can look like designing mine infrastructure for safety and inclusion of a more diverse workforce, such as reduced manual handling requirements, signage and training for a new workforce, and amenities design. We can grow the diversity of people in all levels of our businesses, provide local employment, and support Indigenous businesses in our supply chains. We can focus on elimination of modern slavery in our own supply chains and consider environmental impacts when selecting parts, materials, and suppliers. Theme 3 is around the growth of new economy minerals and the circular mine. As a response to climate change is definitely growing at pace, there is an increased demand for new minerals. The METS sector has a big part to play here. We are seeing growth in copper, aluminium, and battery minerals. Partnerships in industry will likely be needed to support delivery of projects in this space. Modular designs may become attractive to allow mines to more rapidly scale up and respond to volatile prices and demand. ESG priorities are also driving a paradigm shift to view mine waste as a potential resource. There are opportunities for emerging technologies from our sector to support this shift. This includes using legacy mine waste, including tailings, as a resource. This can include both the primary commodity left behind by historic, less efficient processing, as well as secondary prospectivity. For instance, recovery of cobalt from copper tailings and waste rock. We are also seeing the emergence of novel circular economy solutions for tailings, from ore sands, creating topsoil for rehabilitation, or as input as construction materials. Our fourth theme is data connectivity for analytics-enabled decision-making. Whilst digitization and connectivity is not specifically an ESG theme, technology in this space can provide support to improved ESG performance, both for METS companies and the mines we support. This is because what is measured and reported is what gets the focus. This can look like environmental monitoring data and ESG-related metrics to live dashboards for early operator and management responsiveness. And IoT sensors and trend monitoring can support predictive maintenance to ensure efficient energy use in equipment, as well as associated reduced emissions. Companies in our sector are at various stages in responding to the focus on ESG. The process of developing a strategy is a journey, and wherever you're at, the next step is the best step. I see definite parallels with the journey our industry has been on over the last couple of decades with regards to safety. There is no cookie cutter approach, and treating an ESG strategy like a tick and flick exercise won't provide a lot of value. The critical thing is that you know your own business and your stakeholders, and it's important to find a framework that fits your business. There are heaps of frameworks available to support this process. We use the ESG Navigator in developing our strategy because it had a comprehensive list of ESG indicators with guidance on selecting which elements are most impactful for our business and inclusion of a maturity model. Good ESG performance has positive outcomes, not only from an environmental and social perspective, but can be leveraged to reduce strategic risks and improve business performance. We spent time reviewing, with input from key stakeholders, which elements of the framework were of biggest impact based on our particular suite of activities and services, and then reviewed how well we were performing in each of these critical areas, noting where we were making good progress and where additional focus was needed. For example, we found we had some good work in place around supply chain management, such as reviews for modern slavery and safety performance, but needed more focus on setting climate goals. This review helped us zone in on the few critical actions that we wanted to focus on. Our draft ESG strategy was a key input for our business planning process. This is a crucial step, as integration of ESG strategy into business strategy is key for both achieving environmental, social, and business performance outcomes that we are looking for. It also ensures that the leadership team is fully engaged in the outcomes. Our current business strategy has 2 out of 14 target actions directly related to our ESG strategy and is also integrated into our innovation roadmap. Once you've set target actions, it's then important to focus on tracking them, transparently reporting progress, as well as periodically updating the business strategy in line with regular improvement cycles. It's important also to take time to celebrate wins along the way. It's a long journey. Just a quick overview of Sedgman's ESG strategy focus areas. These are the ones that are meaningful in our unique context. Our biggest areas of impact we are focusing on include our designs and services. This recognises the influence of our design on whole of mine life emissions and environmental impacts. We're also focusing on how we deliver our own how we deliver our own projects, our own emissions and environmental impacts, how we ensure ESG is integrated into our business strategy, transparent reporting of impacts, employee awareness programs, and how we support employees and local communities. Specific and measurable actions to underpin these focus areas are key. Just as one example, a key action of ours is to select and embed life cycle emissions calculation software into relevant design and study processes. Another was to set our GHG Scope 1 and 2 emissions targets and provide more training for our staff related to ESG. Our ESG working group meets regularly to track our progress. Here are some example projects and services we have delivered in recent years that are aligned with our ESG focus to underpin the value of aligning your ESG strategy with your unique business strategy and services. So, for example, we've undertaken water conservation projects, an EPC copper processing facility with dry tailings disposal technology. In mine waste reprocessing, we've delivered processing facility EPC upgrades to enable reprocessing of zinc tailings from a legacy zinc tailings dam and reprocessing of manganese ore in tailings stockpiles. We've designed and supplied relocatable modular mineral sands wet concentrator plant, able to be relocated and reused. And with regards to Internet of Things, we've delivered a Sedgmetric solution at a large-scale renewable asset. This allows effective visualizations and fast alerting and response to availability and grid limitations. I see there are a lot of opportunities in our sector for making a measurable impact to our industry's ESG performance, and I'm heartened by the growing level of collaboration I'm seeing across the sector to find solutions to ESG challenges. Thank you. I wish you all the best on your own ESG journeys.